Alex Michelson in Milwaukee, where tonight the Republican National Convention came to a close. Donald Trump speaking for the first time about his shooting. He said he's only going to talk about it once because it's painful for him to do it. And what a story it is. Donald Trump makes a dramatic entrance to accept the Republican nomination for president.
I proudly accept your nomination for president of the United States.
For the first time, he discusses the assassination attempt on his life. In that moment, he moved his head at the very last minute to look at a chart.
I heard a loud whizzing sound and felt something hit me really, really hard on my right ear. I said to myself, wow, what was that? It can only be a bullet. And moved my right hand to my ear, brought it down. My hand was covered with blood, just absolutely blood all over the place. I immediately knew it was very serious, that we were under attack, and in one movement proceeded to drop to the ground. Bullets were continuing to fly as very brave Secret Service agents rushed to the stage. If I had not moved my head at that very last instant, the assassin's bullet would have perfectly hit its mark, and I would not be here tonight. I stand before you in this arena only by the grace of Almighty God.
Trump walks over to what he says is the uniform of the former fire chief who lost his life in that shooting.
There is no greater love than to lay down one's life for others.
Trump then turns to domestic politics.
I will end the devastating inflation crisis immediately, bring down interest rates, and lower the cost of energy. We will drill, baby, drill.
And international politics.
I will end every single international crisis that the current administration has created, including the horrible war with Russia and Ukraine.
That right there is the prompter that Donald Trump is supposed to be following, but he's constantly going off script and riffing off the top of his head. The speech lasting over an hour and a half.
And quite simply put, we will very quickly make America great again.
After the speech, the traditional balloon drop. As the balloons fall on this convention, Donald Trump is in the best political position he's ever been during any of his three political runs. And the crowd here is fired up.
You can't not love Donald Trump. You can't not. I just love him. I love his passion for this country.
He's just a great American, and he's just such a great example of courage, overcoming adversity. Just so inspirational.
Especially in Los Angeles, California, the thing with illegal immigration and the economy. We need his leadership now more than ever.
America is ready for the second term of President Donald Trump.
Say somebody scream!
Before the speech, Kid Rock performing a custom song for Trump in an event very different than Republican conventions past.
I'm in the tough guy business, and this man is the toughest, most resilient human being that I've ever met in my life.
Wrestling legend Hulk Hogan revving up the crowd with this moment.
When they took a shot at my hero, and they tried to kill the next president of the United States, enough was enough.
A little different than when Mitt Romney was a candidate for the Republicans. So you see some folks still on the stage celebrating. Other folks are popping balloons right now. Getting a statement from the Biden campaign saying no party has ever talked less about their agenda at the convention than Donald Trump's Republican Party, because they know just how unpopular it is. Trump simply isn't capable of talking about the issues that matter to voters. That from the Biden campaign. Now, the future of the Biden campaign is very much in doubt tonight. We'll have more on that when I join you again in a few moments. But now we want to turn to some local reaction to this speech. My colleague Gina Silva live now with that. Gina.
Thank you, Alex. Yes, the Ventura GOP held a viewing party at a restaurant here in Simi Valley. It was packed with Trump supporters. They were having their dinner, some drinks. It was a party atmosphere. And while some folks may have thought that speech was way too long, this group loved every minute of it. This was their reaction to it. Take a look.
It's more of a vision of hope for the country, of what he can do, what we need to do to make this country turn around and bring it back so that the middle class is no longer struggling to pay bills.
Well, what spoke to me is the way that he wants to get the economy moving again. Under the current administration with Joe Biden and Gavin Newsom and the Democrats in Sacramento, we've seen a decline over the last 4 years.
We have a growing threat from Russia, China, and North Korea. And after watching Biden with that debate, he's not a strong leader. We need a strong leader who's going to stand up to that.
I think that he's got a clear plan. I think he's reinstated and reinvigorated the resolve and the spirit of the American people.
We hope and pray that President Trump will actually be victorious in this election and bring our country back to the America of Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, the crowd also cheered when Trump said that he's going to bring back the American dream and when he talked about making America affordable again. So, Alex, obviously for a lot of folks, it's all about the economy, and they trust that Trump will make it better. I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
All right, Gina, thank you so much. We know that the base loves Trump, and the base loved a lot of this, Marla. The big question going forward, we'll see in the polls going forward, is do those swing state voters, that very small sliver, does this help him with them?
Yeah, and we're seeing behind you some of the action of obviously cleaning up. The crowd has cleared out. That speech finished just over an hour ago. It was notably long. I think it was scripted for 40 minutes. To your point, it went 90 minutes. What was the crowd like? Were they getting anxious at all, or were they like Gina's crowd that just soaking up every single word?
Well, I put that in there where I wanted to show you all the prompter, because it was amazing watching the prompter, and for much of the second half of that speech, he just didn't follow the script at all. He went on these long riffs off the top of his head, and it was kind of hard to tell when he was on script and when he's not, which is a testament to him, but he really did not follow the script, which is what made that speech so long. There were some people that were a little restless towards the second half of the speech, but most of the people here, who are the biggest diehard Trump fans in the country, loved it. They said that's Trump, that's part of what you expect, and they're excited to get going on being activists to help get him elected in November.
Yeah, I mean, this is why they were there, right, to see him. So, of course, it doesn't surprise me that the vast majority were okay. He could have probably gone on even longer.